All right, what is happening, YouTube? So I know I'm in the middle of a series at the moment when I'm posting this. I wanted to kind of make an interjection video to put in between here to kind of, watch the video and find out. So yeah, you're here. So when I say brand and when I'm saying acting with creating a brand for acting, I definitely want you to definitely that's something that is a choice you can do, and it definitely makes, it sells and makes money. Look at, for example, the Gorillas. They're a great example here for that. But if you make a brand, I definitely want to say, before you make a brand, I highly suggest to kind of understand who you are yourself, because if you don't, you might transform yourself into your brand, and that's not that's not what you want to do. You do not want, you want that to be a separate entity. If you create a brand, obviously it's supposed to be a character that you play. Now, obviously not all musicians create a character that they play that isn't them, and that's okay too. That's what I am. I'm a musician that doesn't really, like, his brand is himself. I don't create this artificial version of myself, even if it looks like I am, because I'm wearing a top hat all the time and I have a cane. But I actually dress like this and walk around like this in public all the time. If you don't believe me, ask anybody in Hickory or anybody in any part of the freaking, just anywhere that's seen me, honestly, because everywhere I go, I dress like this. I really do. The only place is at my my work, and even there I wear suit shirts. So yes, know yourself before you create your brand. That's the first thing. And then here's the second thing. When I say make a brand and all this, I do not mean anything to do with your your political ideology or ideas. Okay, that should be completely separate and personal to you. All right, that should not, under any circumstances, be created from the masses or created for your brand, just your brand. That should be specifically your actual thoughts if you put it in your music. Because otherwise you're putting out music you don't even believe in, a political, like a political message that you don't even believe in. Like, why do that? But anyways, I just wanted to clarify that. If you want to, and it's okay. I want to say this in the political thing, because I've, on this channel, when I started it, I did cover some of the news and some political topics, and I understand that gets heated, and I know people get really into that. But like, what people really need to come and see, because it's going to happen to them eventually too. You change your mind in politics a lot. Everyone does. Everyone comes around and does that, because the world of politics, a good bit of it is either so early on that they fill you with lies, because they have to say something when it first happens, because everybody's a instantly message kind of society we're in, right? So there's that. So they have to put something out, and then a lot of them just freaking lie right out the gate and with new information at first, and then they recover afterwards and and go into detail, where they put it subtly. It's crazy. Like, news today is so insane, but it's always been insane. It really has. I love reading history books about it too, because like the connections. But anyways, sorry for the long tangent. My point on all of this though is, if you're gonna have any of your political ideologies in your music at all, for one, I suggest, like, in the frame of making money, I highly suggest just not doing that, because that is not a good selling tactic. If it's something you want to do, like if that's something personal to you, then yeah, I'm not gonna discourage you, because I mean, I'm never going to discourage anyone from saying anything, because I support freedom of speech to, obviously to this extent, because once you start like verbally assaulting someone to the point where you're literally just threatening them, that's definitely that's not just that's just crossing the line there, you know. I mean, even Barron's chat doesn't tell people to, you know, threatens is all I'm gonna say. They're not the least classiest folk I know in video games. Still kept it that to, you know, still knew there was some line, I guess. Surprisingly. Tangent aside again. So sorry. Yeah, I wanted to put this in the middle though, because I know you know, the big portion of it is about branding yourself, and so before you can brand yourself, you really do need to understand who you are first, so your brand doesn't become you, unless you make your brand you. Like, don't transform into your brand, but it's okay to make your brand already you. Like, I mean, if we want to cross over out of music for a second and go to other people for a moment who's made brands around them. You know, I do videos about skateboarding as well. Tony Hawk is a huge example of that, a perfect example of that actually, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. But like, with that comes huge hard work and dedication. Whether, you know, and I mean, you know, any brand is gonna take that. You know, it's just the form. Are you building yourself, or are you putting the work into an artistic form that you're just creating for a means of either political point, I guess could be saying, or your personal reflection point. You know, there's so many ways you can do brands, but please, because I've seen it happen too many times that a musician has became their brand and destroyed their life because of it, which, I mean, some also just destroy their life due to the fame and money as well. That, I mean, we've all seen rock star stories like that before. If this video can avoid that from happening, then it's a video worth making, right? So that's the video today. That's kind of all I really had to say. Thank y'all for watching the videos. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see y'all next time.